Good morning everybody, Michael from the Silver Fox channel here. Just starting another one of my 360 degree interactive walks around the headland, well around Hartlepool, but this is the headland. So this is the old ferry steps on the town wall right near the fish quay. And we're coming around, there's the ferry steps, the different ones. Now it tells you a warning, don't go down on these, it's dangerous. But I'm going to have a little pop over the wall, if I can manage. So I'm doing this, so you don't have to do this. Now it's very windy today over here on the headland. So hopefully the microphone's doing a good job in blocking the wind noise out. Tide's right out, it's a wee bit slippy. So over here on the right, so don't forget you can control the camera whichever way you want to point. You can be looking at me, you don't want to be doing that, or you can move it around. If you're on the TV, you just use your remote control, use the arrow keys. If you're on your phone or a tablet, you can just move it around using your fingers. And if you're on the computer, you can just move it around using the mouse. So as you can see here, it's low tide, or lowish. Looks like it's going out. So what have we got here? It's obviously an old boat. And there's the engine and everything's here. Well, that's a shame. Now there's them old steps where I started. I don't know whether the big long stick will reach that far. It doesn't reach that far. But you're seeing it from the other side anyway. Very interesting. Who knows the history of this boat and what happened to it? What was its demise? So yeah, this is where there used to be a ferry, Middleton Ferry, and it used to pick the workers up from the headland and take them off to work at all the different places over there, like Richardson's where my father used to work. Right, let's get back up. I think I should have put my dut on, it is a little bit nippy. Now it's hard to decide which route to take. So I'm going to set off walking along the town wall. So these are the replacement houses of them big ones that you see on the old photos. Not sure what year they were built. Somebody tell me down in the comments. I'm going to say 50s or 60s, I don't know. Now you don't have to listen to me commentary, you can always turn the sound off. I don't mind, I won't be offended. So I think the route I'm going to take, I'm going to walk along the town wall, down through the arch, back up on the top, all the way around the front, and I think round to the lighthouse, then back down and maybe past the Friarage Field and into the church and the gardens and a couple of the pubs with the murals on the wall. Now there's some steps here if you want to go down onto this bit. Looks like we've got a new fence. There's your lifeboat over there, and we've got the Kittiwake Hotel as well. I mean, this camera's wide angle, so you won't be able to zoom in that good, but you can zoom in and out as you please. we do like a sign over here on the headland, so there's plenty of signs telling you what you can and can't do. No cycling. And we're coming up to what I like to call the Balamori houses. Beautiful. I'd love this house. You can see Halloween stuff in the windows. So the date is, I'm going to say the 24th of October 1925. 2025, man, you're a century too early. Yeah, I'd love to live in one of these houses. So we're still on the town wall. I will endeavour to get the street names right, but don't hold me to it. Now I'm measuring the distance as well, so I'll tell you at the end how far it is. I don't think it's going to be much further than a mile. Right, let's go down onto the beach. Going to pop down through the ancient arch. Now this road is a lot higher than it used to be, and the sea used to come up onto the street, which looked great, I thought. But so this is a famous arch. You might be able to see it. You might be able to see it all if you zoom out. It is quite a wide-angle camera. Let's go through and onto the beach. And I know it is very slippy here, so I'm not going to walk on the moss. I'll just stand here for a second so you can have a look round at your own desire. Don't forget you can pause it as well. We've got St Hilda's on the left, over there. I'll be coming back down that way. Pilot Pier over on the right. I could walk along it, but it'll probably end up taking too long. And over on the left here, one of the first pubs we're going to come across, which is the Pot House. I'm going to cross the road and take you to see one of the first murals that we're going to come across. So we've got the Elephant Rock and the lighthouse on the side. It's been on quite a few years now, this mural, and it's holding up quite well. Right, coming round here then on the left, we've got the famous handicap statue. Having his pint. On the left again we have Mary Roundtree's cafe and restaurant. See, it's hard to decide which route to actually take, because I want to stay up on the top so we can see the lovely houses, but I want to be down on the bottom so I can see the lovely beaches. Well, I think I'll stay up the top for now. So this is the second of my interactive walks where you take control of the camera. First one's a walk around Summerhill. So if you haven't seen that one, pop there and have a look. Now the third one, I'm not sure what I'm going to do. I think I'm going to go around the marina. But if you let me know in the comments where you'd like me to go, please feel free. You can see the waves coming around the end of the Youth Pier there. It's a great little spot to come and park your camper van and have a cup of tea here. How old do I sound? So we've got these wonderful, I think the Victorian houses on the left here in Albion Terrace. I think we've gone past Londonderry Street and Marquis Street, and now we're just approaching Regent Street. So Regent Street's worth a look itself, but I can't go down all the streets. Now here on the headland as well we have the Headland Story Trail. Probably quite hard to see because the sun is behind it. You can maybe see the back of the monkey there. And this one talks about the bathing pool, which is just over on the right here. You can just about, well, I can easily see the outline of it there. If you look back at some of my other videos, I do actually get down there and have a walk around, so I don't need to do that today. So coming past Baptist Street now. And Albion Terrace turns into South Crescent. Again, I'd love one of these houses. Though you do need a few bob to keep up the maintenance and to actually pay for the heating as well. Little plaque here, if you want to read, you can always pause it and read at your own leisure. And over on the right hand side, a little children's play area. And as we get round this little corner to the block sands, St Hilda's Street on the left there, and St Hilda's Church. Here's the paddle and pool. Lots of us Headlanders have had lots of fun in there over the years. We've got the old Kirkham Hotel on the left there. That's looking pretty with all the foliage growing up on it. It's a private residency now, of course. Rowell Street on the left. And of course we've got the Youth Pier here on the right. Again, I could walk down there, but it'll take too long. And I also have a few videos walking along there as well. And this camera probably isn't doing the sea justice there here on the right. But there's some nice waves coming in. See if you can zoom in and have a look at the power in them. Hey, there you go. Catherine Street on the left. And a few of these houses along here have been used in the TV series Vera. I'll put the camera over the top there so you can see what's down there if you need to on the right. And have a good look. Right, coming back on this side, on the left, we have the War Memorial. I'll walk through. Oh, it's a stiff up. Very stiff indeed. I always get the names mixed up on this street. Pretty sure it's Cliff Terrace though. So I'm always in here on the 16th of December, when it's the anniversary of the bombardments of the Hartlepools. I tell you what, we live in a beautiful place, don't we? Right, we'll pop over and see the cannon and the lighthouse. We do have a memorial, well, a few memorial plaques here for the bombardments of the Hartlepools. Bombardment. So don't forget, you can pause that and read at your own leisure and walk around it. There's the lighthouse itself. Now this was the replacement lighthouse. The original one was demolished after the bombardments because it was found that it was in the way of the guns out of the Youth gun battery. So off the top of my head, this cannon was captured in a raid at Sebastopol and donated to the people of Hartlepool. We'll go and have a look over the edge here. Maybe be able to see the waves a little bit better. It's a great spot for cycling and walking. Of course, this used to be my playground. I'm sure there's a song in there somewhere. Now over, well, in front of me, just to the left, we've got the Youth Museum, which is a World War I museum. And I don't want to give you too much information about it in case I'm wrong. We're just on the right here as we get up the bank. And we have a plaque which you can read at your own leisure, instead of me sprouting some false information, but I do believe it's the spot where the first soldier was killed on British soil in the First World War during the bombardment. So don't forget, you can pause that. So the museum's been getting a lot. It's called the Youth Battery Museum. It's been getting a lot of renovations recently. You can see over the top. Now there is quite a few videos I've done about this place. You're right. I could certainly do a tour just of that place all on its own, if they'd let me. So, Moor Terrace, another wonderful place, especially if you like rugby, because on the other side of this wall here we have the very famous and ancient Friarage Rugby Ground, rugby pitch, where Boys Brigade Old Boys play their home games from. I've played on there a few times, and this is where the Henry Smith School used to be as well, on the far side of it. Now this ground, this particular rugby ground, is famous for, it was the first ground, let me get this right, I don't know whether it was the first place that the All Blacks played or not. I think it was the first place they played in the UK, but I could be wrong. And it's where they got the name the All Blacks from. Now we can see it a little bit better now. There's the old manor house on the left there. So when the reporters were reporting in the national papers, there was a bit of a not a translation mix up, but they just got it wrong basically. The reporter had replied, the plane, like all backs, as in they were fast and running about a lot, but it got misinterpreted as All Blacks, and that is where the name comes from. and there was some, well, you can still see the remnants of the flowers there. A beautiful array of wildflowers which somebody had planted, a group had planted, which looked amazing. And if you look back again through my YouTube page, there is a video that I did of that in the summer and the summer before, I believe. You alright? You're doing a great job. More Halloween houses. So in front of us there, we are approaching the ancient St Hilda's Church. Of course, there's a lot more to the headland than what I can fit in. But the file would be too big and YouTube would explode if I tried to upload it. So we've got the old Morrison Hall here on the right when we get past the bushes. The old Boys Brigade. Amazing building. It was going to be knocked down, but it was saved in the end. I'm pleased. I haven't been in since it was done out. Anchor Court over here on the right, where my dear old mum used to live, in this bottom flat. Amazing church. And they've been having a lot of renovations done as well, inside and out to the roof and the windows. So as we get round the corner, I'll stop and let you have a look. We've got St Mary's Church there, which is, don't know whether I'm saying the right words, been decommissioned sadly as a church. It's a Catholic church. We have the Cosmopolitan and St Hilda's Crescent. Right, let's go into the churchyard. There's a couple of videos on as well on this channel where I actually climb the clock tower. There's a video right from the top. And where I'm flying a drone on the inside as well, and flying all the way around it too. And over the road there we have the Duke of Cleveland pub, another good one. So this is always a good spot when I've been doing people's wedding photography. We always stop here, get them to stand here and pose in front of the church. Beautiful, isn't it? Right, I can smell Meryl's chippy and it smells delightful. And it is Friday today, so you can see there's a queue outside. But I'm on my diet, so I won't be getting any, sadly. Over on the left here we have the gardens where the croft used to be. I'll put the stick through over so we can see in. Should be a good view from there. Now I call this place Croft Gardens, other people call it the Tea Gardens, but I don't mind, any'll do. I don't know what the official name is. going to cross over into again. I'm not entirely sure what this is called. I call it the Squircle. Lots of other people do as well. I'm not sure if it isn't called the Headland Square, but as you can see, it is a circle. And often the Christmas tree is here as well. I'll stand right in the middle. Stick the camera up to its highest position. Oh, I'm getting an echo. Wow, I've never noticed that before. And right in front of me we have the Borough Hall. The ballroom is closed at the moment, or the auditorium, whatever we want to call it. Needs some essential repairs. But there's often things going on in this Squircle. We've just had the folk festival just a couple of weeks ago, which was spoilt by the terrible weather. One of the days in the square was cancelled, but the rest of it went on indoors. I think sadly that's moving to Durham next year because of the Borough Hall being closed. So I want to take you over to the ship, which has got an amazing mural on the side, which were all done by Durham spray paints, most of them down here anyway. So coming down into Northgate now. We have a plaque here. I don't know whether this has information on whether it's called the Square or the Square. Nah, doesn't tell you that. I think there's another plaque on the other side. Anyway, let's go and have a look at this mural. A mural, as some people like to call them. So this is the ship. Pretty amazing, isn't it? Right, there's another mural I want to show you as well, which is round on Southgate. So here's the ship on the right hand side there. Walking into Sunnyside, past Friendship Lane, and I'll come round the front. We've got another fine building here which has been used for various different business ventures over the years. You might have noticed the lots of Union flags about. Everyone's very proud of the flags at the moment. So just to the left, we passed it on the way out, is what we used to, well, it was called Harbour Antiques, and my band used to rehearse in there when we were teenagers. So I'm going back to the 70s, the late 70s, and the band did reform for our 60th birthdays, but we haven't played for about 5 years or so since lockdown, which is a shame. So here we have the wonderful Fisherman's Arms, which is one of my favourite pubs. I used to spend a lot of time in there before we moved over town. But this is what I wanted to show you. Too close, that's no good. Right, I'll come further back. And I'll lift the camera up so we can get a good view. Alright. So another famous mural on the headland at the Fisherman's, which is absolutely fantastic, but I have noticed some deterioration at the top there, so that's a shame. Alright. Right, let's get back onto the seafront. So we're in Southgate now. we do have a little alleyway back to the front, not far from where we started. How many of you have been down here, huh? I bet you didn't know it existed. Obviously the Headlanders do. So here we are, back to where we started. I'll check the mileage and put it in the notes and let you know. So I hope you enjoyed that. If you did, don't forget, give us a thumbs up, ring the bell. You can subscribe for free, absolutely free, and it does me a favour. It gets the channel known better and it spreads the word how beautiful Hartlepool is and can be. And that's it for now. I'll catch you next time. Bye bye now.